Hello and welcome to Last Week in World of Warcraft. I am your host Duranasaur. This show will cover all World of Warcraft news, including retail, classic, and seasonal servers. This past week has felt like I'm back in Silithus farming bugs with Barney with the amount of issues across both retail and classic servers. Before we get into the issues, the Arena World Championship for Dragonflight Season 4 started this week on May 3rd. There will be an additional cup on May 10th, and then the finals are going to begin on May 17th and will be streamed live on both Twitch and YouTube. One version of World of Warcraft that is supposed to have issues right now is the War Within Alpha. Lots of new professions and consumables are going to be introduced and even returned to the game. Players will once again be able to oil themselves up and unlock tons of new role-playing opportunities with the reintroduction of weapon oils. And engineers are going to finally be able to live out the fantasy of blowing up their own party, though it'll be with potions and it'll actually help them. Season 1 gear sets for the War Within continue to be unveiled, and Shamans will finally be able to live out their class fantasy of becoming walking bidets. Speaking of Shamans, most classes are getting some form of updates or patch notes or reworks, or in the case of Hunters, they're at least getting a message that sounds something like my dad used to say when I asked him to play catch. Not right now, maybe later. However, Shamans have not only not heard anything, they have not yet gotten any news about what's going to happen with their class, other than, of course, their new set, which they're very excited about. And now for the bugs. This has felt like a historic week in World of Warcraft with the amount of live game issues. While Dragonflight Season 4 has had a number of issues, including legendaries not being upgradable, bullion items can't be socketed, flightstone discounts for upgrades are not working, it all pales in comparison to the issues that are going on in Classic Cataclysm. The Classic Cataclysm Catastrophe began on April 30th when the pre-patch went live, and immediately there were issues. Even before the pre-patch came out, those who have been playing and testing Cataclysm on the beta have been aware of many of these issues and even voiced them. At first, I, like many of you, assumed it was normal new content issues, but the list of things that were broken just kept growing and growing. There were UI problems like spells completely disappearing off your bars, talents in your talent tree not working at all, or even activating all 3 talent trees all at once. Chat messaging was not working properly, including guild chats, and players were getting locked into and stuck in random dungeon finder zones, and the only way to escape them was by knowing and having a very specific script. Battlegrounds were such a mess that players were going in and getting experience and leveling up faster than it took some people to go and buy a character boost from the Battle.net store. Couple that with the fact that Blizzard released and charged up to $80 for cosmetics and character boosts, and it feels a bit like a cash grab. Druids of all levels were being instantly killed when they would teleport to Moonglade by the Moonglade guards. Hunters didn't have access to their pet bars, Death Knights didn't have any ability to runeforge, and Mangle was just randomly disappearing from the Druid spellbook. The new profession, Archaeology, is potentially still broken, Void Storage is still non-existent, and certain open world areas that should be flooded are dry, and some that are dry should be flooded. It's not all bad news, though. In this new version of Cata, you can learn all types of new spells straight from your cookbook, like Taunt, Inquisition, Smoke Bomb, and Cobra Shot. The list goes on, but that's just the things that are broken. A new list is developing of things that should be in the game but aren't. Where are the elemental invasions, Blizzard? Where's all the Twilight cultist stuff? And where's the updated auction house that we were promised? People joked that the earthquake on the 30th was an homage to Deathwing's Sundering, but I'm pretty sure it was the unanimous slamming of keyboards and desks from frustrated Classic players. This weekend, the Classic beta is testing out raid bosses, but Classic players are now wondering if those tests actually mean anything. Again, beta testers brought up many of the issues and bugs that are present in the pre-patch, and they brought them up before it was even released. All of this has Classic players wondering what is going on at Blizzard. On the same day that the Cata pre-patch was launched, Blizzard opened up at least 4 quality assurance roles for testing Classic World of Warcraft. Blizzard quickly stated that their testing team was not affected by the recent layoffs, and these new hires are meant to bolster the team and help them test out new and future Classic WoW content. It does make sense though, because if you release a game that's in a state that Classic Cataclysm is in, you can probably see the writing on the wall. Hopefully this means they will be able to provide more finished Classic WoW products in the future, and maybe even have more finished patches and updates for Season of Discovery moving forward. Blizzard has continued to put out patch after patch, fixing all of these bugs that exist in Classic Cata, but I think players are already upset at the state that we got the game in. At this point, I think that we are all just hoping that the new quality assurance people and whoever else is working on the Classic WoW team can give us something more finished, at least by the time that Classic Cata fully launches. Now, before I finish this episode, I did want to take a moment and remember Joanna, aka Furious Paul. For those of you who do not know, Joanna passed away this past week. Joanna played a huge part in my World of Warcraft experience, as I know he did in many people's, and he will always and forever be a massive positive influence on the community, and he will be dearly missed. Thank you so much, Joanna, and to the family, my condolences. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you have a comment about my silly appearance, throw it down below. And if you want to catch the next one, hit subscribe. I'll see you next time.